Raise my debt ceiling. Loan me another 10 grand.
10 grand. Well, it's going to.
Come on, to raise my debt ceiling.
No, well, we'll raise it. So you got to. It's you
I
pay.
don't want
You have to pay.
to.
You have to pay it weekly, not quarterly. All
What's the
right.
vig on the street now, man?
I have no idea.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I need to, make margin calls on Apple. Anyway, bro, here's where I'm at. 4,200 was supposed to be such an important level, and it was going to be a breakout. It's not acting like a breakout because I could buy the 4,200 breakout right now at 41.83.
The problem is stocks are acting very well. So when it does, it's going to be something to behold.
But you know what I mean? Everyone had that straight line. It was going to be a breakout. We've gone through it 3 times. It's not a breakout. I'm not saying we can't go higher. In fact, it looks like, the bull case on, deal getting done, they're going to take them up to 4,300. This line.
4,300. Oh,
yeah, right here. Here's the line.
I know where it is.
You know where it is? Off those 2 prior highs right up here. And that's also 61.8 back of the total decline. A lot of patient bears are waiting for it. So, sometimes you wait and everyone looking for one price either never gets there. It doesn't mean anything. Just an update. I'm still bullish $1. It's pausing at last week's highs. I'm looking to buy any pullback towards 102. We start closing under 102. I'll reassess. Yields still look like they're headed higher, although we could have a rest. But from the 360 breakout I talked about here, we've advanced pretty good. I think we're headed up towards 390. And those yields, here's your TLT, which to me looks like a breakdown. And, it's doing it in the face of record net short positions and treasuries, which is a contrarian signal. So, I think if we don't get the debt deal done on time, they start taking extraordinary measures. We're going to make new lows here because look at momentum here in October at the low on the weekly. There was no divergence. The best, if you cover up the title of the chart, you might have bias. We all have biases on different instruments. So, someone might have a tendency to be a bond bull, but there are a lot of bond bulls, including smart guys like Gunlich, and most guys say before you get into the stock market, bonds are a better play. They lead it. Well, if they lead it, they're sure not leading it. So that's, kind of what I'm seeing. I'm still bullish $1. I think it's wasn't a welcome, embraced rally, and that's why I think it has legs. And the S&P, hasn't done anything wrong yet. I'm just saying that it wasn't the kind of action I expected.
That's why it's doing what it's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I always expect you to have lots of great trading ideas because I've been working with you for a few years, and saw in the room that you got shorts in Walmart.
Yeah.
Still short?
Yeah, I am still short, but you know what? Well, for example,
It's a nice trade.
Well, it was more. You know what? It was a combination of things, and you know what? All I want somebody. Listen, we all have good opinions. Getting back to something that happened in the room yesterday, there's nothing wrong with what I take exception to is that I may do something insane, and sometimes I do. I've actually earned that right, to be honest. But it's easier to point out, it's easier to say why are you doing it inside a person that's doing it for so long than to say, like, oh, that's no good. Why don't somebody ask why? Somebody, ask why instead of saying yes or no. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean instead of making a judgment on what
Yeah.
you're doing?
Yeah.
Because okay.
You know what I mean? Tom Brady goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody's, people want to, ask why. It's not that lateral of a move, but you want to know what's going on because he's been and done it so many times. So what I'm saying is I got a thick skin, but you know what I mean? It's about community. So what am I doing with Walmart? Today is the first time I actually started putting on shorts, and they're hurting me. sans ZS, by the way, which I'm up in.
Okay,
But
I'm gonna let you take the charts so you could show us what you're talking about as you go through it. Qs, what a run in Qs. Remember I told you about that guy said they could run to 335? You know, they've superseded that. The guy who was talking about a lack of put buying since last January in Qs, down by
Right.
75%. You know, contrarian type indicator. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, just give us a rundown. Are you even paying attention to, you know, Washington and oh, it's looking better. Oh, the talks have stalled. What do you think? You don't even really care what's going to happen. You probably just wish they'd get it over with.
Well, I do want it to get over with because you look at stocks that like Planeteer that no one wanted it, that boom, all you
Wow.
need is this right here.
Yeah, there it is. Volume precedes price.
Last time it does it right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime volume comes in is right there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're doing it. Same thing with stocks like ASAN that I've been holding forever and I'm still in. You know what I
It
mean?
looks all right.
Stock went from 50, looks all right now, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
just, it all happens, you know, very quickly. Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. So what I'm saying is, it gets a little frustrating, stock, because stocks like OCEA, you know, one of these small little floaters that that you're down on and you're trying to work out of into the stocks. But I've been having the stock for a while. It went from 5 to, you know, today it almost tripled. So what I'm saying is, no, I'm not really paying attention to
Yeah, you have
stocks.
plenty of other things to be paying attention
I mean,
to.
Upstart stock. No one listen. Everybody knows what type of company this is. Upstart. What day is this? This is 5/4. Not even 1 month. Upstart went from 11 to 28, almost tripled. You know what I mean? Tripled. All right, Nevada.
I guess NVIDIA did not have chlamydia.
No, it didn't have chlamydia, but you know, it has earnings coming. It's just, coach, it doesn't really matter. They don't care. You know, Wayfair has no reason for being a run was dead 2 days ago, breaking yearly lows at 1460. All of a sudden, you turn around less than you know, basically 24 hours later, you know, the stock's 17 and a half, almost $18. You know, what's the percentage move on that? Coach, you're a smart guy. $1.40. It's almost 18-20%, maybe 15 to 18% in 24 trading hours. You know what I mean? So everybody
what surprised me, and you know, I liked them way back when they were out of favor. The home builders have gone parabolic.
Well, you know what? They're the only
with
ones that are
rates
weak
rising.
today.
Huh?
They're the only ones that are weak today.
Okay, so they're a little bit more worried about rates, because you would think, you know, rates and the market yields have been rising, Mike, for a week, and the market's going up at the same time.
Yeah.
And people say, well, that shouldn't be happening. Well, you know what? In '87, the bond market was crashing, selling off, and the market kept going and going and going. It's called disintermediation. And then all of a sudden you get to a tipping point, and then all of a sudden rates matter. And they haven't mattered, but we've gone from 330 to almost 380, a half a bip in a week or so. So and you know what, the market still has eases priced in for later this year that the Fed's going to cut.
True. Very good.
I think I think they're wrong. I think they're wrong. And you know, I think the market's going to be better buy when they reprice those cuts. I'm not saying the Fed's going to tighten next month, but the best they're going to do is pause. A hawkish pause is my call for the Fed next week.
And your price action calls for what, coach? What edge would it skew to? If that's the case?
Well, you know, I think eventually, well, look, the dollar turned, and there's that expression. Right. You get and you know, there's jury's out. I think it's turned. That if you get the dollar right, you get everything right. And the dollar has had impact, and yields have had impact on metal prices. I mean, the metals are trying to bounce today, but they've gotten clobbered. We're now entering the GDX buy zone. I thought we'd get to 31. Here we are. Now I think it's, you know, might be a little lower than that. but a great, we're setting up a great pullback to buy this stuff. It's had an effect on a lot of things, these higher yields. Cat hasn't done well. Deere still hasn't done well. It's all big tech. And I want you to tell me how you would trade Apple right now. Because I'm in trouble, Mike. I need some advice.
No, I appreciate that.
What should I do, man?
All right, this is what I do when I'm down in positions like you say you are, and I'm down in a couple
Yeah.
myself. I'm up into, listen, I'm always mixed. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's why I'm always
I'm
here.
always mixed up. That's what I do.
No, I'm always here because if the market goes up, there's always something that's going against you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's always a problem. That's why you have to really learn how to handle problems more than winners. Anybody, I could put on a stop and go play 9 holes.
Yeah.
What I approach each time is, if I wasn't in the position, what would I do now if I was looking at this?
Great advice. So you pretend you're flat.
And I can do that. I can separate
Yeah.
because I'm a Gemini. I can act like nothing ever happened
We
yesterday.
both are. You
Yeah.
know, this is the Dale Mike show.
So what I'm saying is, so
We're both
it's, right. It's the
Geminis.
Dale. It's
When's your birthday, man?
tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah,
right.
mine's Saturday.
Well, noted. I hope
Couple
I'm not
of
gonna
couple of crazy Gemini traders here.
in the
So all
same
you
week.
astrological people out there, you know you've got some talent because Geminis can, we could flip. We don't always have to be bearish or bullish. We don't care.
No, I don't. And with that being said, that's why the point being said is I'm able to look at that and be. I'm doing that now, and I'm not happy what I say. What would I do with Apple, Coach? Listen, it's very simple. I can go technical. I can go macro, meaning it's not acting as well as the other ones yet. Is it priced in yet already? I understand that all the mega caps, they're not all going up at once. Now they're starting to,
Well, I've heard people are doing pair trades, Mike. They're selling Apple and buying Google.
Well, you know what that means? That right there means, first of all, that style doesn't work that often. I'm not a believer in hedging ever.
Okay. All right. A
pair
trade.
I mean, with that type, but if you're trying to throw that, I mean, that's a tough gig, man. Bravo.
Well,
yeah,
well, remember I was talking about China was going to screw with a lot of our companies. Well, and they were making nice at the G7 whenever a few weeks ago. I think this thing with Micron is just the beginning of the beginning.
I sold that so well yesterday. But Coach, doesn't price action? I mean, look,
Micron, it didn't bother Micron.
No, it's higher than it was when. Listen, I had it along. I woke up at that.
Okay.
I woke you up yesterday morning at 4 a.m. Stock fact was 63.
All right, Micron saying we don't need. Okay, China, we don't need you.
No, God forbid that. What about if the news was good?
Yeah, that is really great action. I didn't look at the chart. I just saw the announcement, and well, I don't know why wouldn't they do that to Apple then? They have phones. They don't have to.
You know why?
Consumers
what it's telling you, there's more there than there's more there than that headline. Okay. Look at Carvana. I'm just getting all these Carvana. I mean, Carvana. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the chart on 2 days in Carvana. 2 days. Carvana, wow. Carvana, 11.5 to 13.
Did that chart drop out of their car vending machine?
Coin ripping.
Coin turning, huh?
Yeah. LFCR for the active trader.
So
for those that are, I'm sorry if I'm showing this.
That's all right. Bitcoin's having a good day. I didn't check it.
Which one?
Is Bitcoin having a good day? Is that why coin is ripping?
No, I just think it's.
Because I think Bitcoin's okay. Well, it had a pretty good break. This is just a little bear market rally.
This Riot, I really debated taking a lot of Riot. I wound up not taking any before this little red bar. This is where Riot closed yesterday, so it had nice volume. What you want to see is these high. Well, if you're short, you don't want to see is them making these nice moves and then pulling back on low volume, because that one big volume day snap. It had the same with Planetier. It had that low volume. It had look at Planetier.
Low volume pullback.
All you want is it had a lot of these low volume pullbacks, and then it held that beach ball underwater, whether it was a combination of offside positioning, and a lot of them did, or that beach ball underwater where everybody was aware that the mega caps were going up. So people just prey on it. People have been buying higher and selling lower. As example, to stock like a Walmart or a stock like a BJ's Wholesaler, then selling low,
That's an ugly gap.
it is an ugly gap. I had it short overnight. I took a gamble. Chevron first day up. What do you do here? You know what I mean? So, Tactical trading. You said it first. Here's the chart on the spies. We're in that range. And somebody put it perfectly. The gentleman Roy, is, do these mega caps consolidate and hold up here and let the rest of these ancillary stocks, and it looks like they are, for example, a Planeteer, a Fastly,
Play catch up.
you play catch up, or is it the proverbial opposite? Was this a false index hold up, if you will, as the banking crisis sort of just disseminated itself, which hasn't really abated? Or you have charts like Kellogg and General Mills and Procter and Gamble that are starting to show anti-recession fears still. So Helene put it. This is what I really wanted to ask you, Coach. And if I stump you, I don't mean to, because I don't know the answer to. I'm not stumped off, and at least I have an opinion, a high level one. What does this tell you right here about Helene? Right here, if you can see. What does this tell you?
Put call ratios were interesting. Equity sub 60. Last time was green arrow.
The green arrow tells you bullish. The blue arrow tells you bearish. So what I'm saying is, I couldn't really understand it, because I really do a lot. I mean, my life is predicated upon put call CPCE put call ratios. So
I don't know what she's trying to say.
no, and you know what? And then what the wrong thing to do is actually go and what people comment underneath. But what you're saying was, what would I do into the debt ceiling, or how I'd handle? Most of the times I do not care, but I don't know. I don't know.
What kind of sweeps are you seeing in the last couple of days?
Let's take a look. I'm seeing good sweepers. I'm seeing in Planeteer going out till January, and long, which I have an interest in.
Yeah.
A long interest in. And I know you might be paying it up for it today. I think if you look a little, down the road, you're not going to, but and we'll take a look.
Okay. That's
where else?
PLTR.
Square. December. Interesting. Carvana getting to an upside. Okay. Let's look. Planeteer. November.
Okay.
Planeteer, May. I get it. Path. I'm in this, by the way. This stock was taking tremendous volume, and I'm in this path. Planeteer. What are they looking at? Path. January. Still going up. So Path making a good move, a software play. Still, they're pounding into January, so they might take some off the table, some equity, but they still want to be involved long term. What else? Let me just pull up all the Planeteer, because the Planeteer put call ratio. ASAN, I'm in that. I sold some this morning. They're still going into ASAN into November. It has earnings coming up, and that's what you want to see. They might be peeling off some of the equity, ASAN, but they're
replacing the position with calls.
Yes.
Okay.
And that shows me that's more than, see this here, the last time ASAN did this, that was a short squeeze. That build up and crescendo. This is just nice general. This is accumulation. This was panic. You know what I mean? Just like this here. Okay. Every time it does that big bar, pull back, big bar, pull back. This is higher than it ever did with those bars. And it's just steady accumulation. So I don't know if it's going to do that one big down bar, the opposite of baby accumulation, and just wipe everybody out. But there's certainly backing it up with calls the right way. Right, Coach?
How are the oils acting?
Fastly, they're taking positions. ASAN, volume 3 times normal. Earnings June 1st. Still ASAN, to edify my point. Now that's up to you. Planeteer right under it. July calls, pounding it. July right under it. Planeteer again, August calls. So there it is. Okay. Right. So you get the picture, guys. Oils.
There are a lot of nice sweeps going on.
Oils
and not a lot of names.
No, but well,
concentrated in these names, right?
what else was I look? Oils, first day up in some of them, Oxy or Chevron. What was I looking at before? First day up above the,
Yeah, they're holding.
yesterday it had the dump on the volume.
Yeah.
I don't like this first day up like this with this volume. I wanted to see it test that low. Wouldn't you say with that type of volume here? Wouldn't you want to see it kind of test it again? That's too dangerous.
Yeah,
For
I
me.
don't know if, yeah, I don't know if it will. I'm expecting some kind of bounce in the oils here.
Okay. All right. So let's go
That's
to what
why
will
I
we do?
asked, because
Let's go to
WTI was
Chevron.
holding up okay.
Devon Energy, I flinched, but it was down here. Yeah, what
Yeah,
are you gonna
that's
do?
put in a nice higher low.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
look at Warren Buffet. What is he doing in Oxy?
yeah,
Conoco.
yeah,
Conoco doesn't look
that
bad.
looks
What's
all right. 112.
XLE?
Yeah,
All
the
right.
84 coming.
You know what the best one is? These natural gas plays, as
Oh,
ironic as it sounds. Here's UNG.
they're
But
sure, they're sure due. That's an ETF UNG, right?
yeah, but that's the strongest stock on the board right now, natural gas RRC. And as you
Okay.
can see with these moves,
Yeah,
it has been a takeover, it has been a speculative takeover play before. But you know what? It's holding, and it's holding the
and
way it should. It's holding
yeah,
the
if it
moving
starts
averages.
closing there, it measures about 36 to the highs we had, to the left.
Then I look at SM, which I actually like. I'm in that. It's a little bit of a natural gas play. SU was a huge takeover play last year. SM I kind of like. SM I like.
Looks all right. They look good. The whole group.
So
Everything you've shown me.
SM, RRC. Let's look at PXD. PXD not bad. EOG, the
Yeah,
big daddy. EOG not bad. EOG I kind of
yeah.
like better than the
Hardly
other one.
gave anything back off that
EOG is
first
not bad. So
rally.
there are you a couple,
Yeah.
coach. RRC.
All right. They look okay. I mean, they're not a Palantir, but they're all looking a lot better than they did a month or so ago.
So
Anyway,
we have
yeah,
earnings, a lot of earnings coming out, Nevada, if you will, all coming out later. I'm posting them. It's up to you if you're going to be tactical. You have to have a plan. This truly is hopscotch. It's the techs are strong. Nevada has earnings, then the debt ceiling. You might be standing on one leg. You might be happy standing on one leg, but you don't want to be. You have to. It's like pool. When I was a kid, I always thought that I go one shot at a time. Pikers should play one at shot at a time. Pikers players like chess, 2 or 3 moves in advance. People who play one move at a time, you're usually going to get clipped with numbers. The numbers are going to get you because it's almost going to, it's not going to be work your way. You have to think 2 or 3 positions in advance. And that's predicated upon what we post, which is earnings and data coming out. The coach's 9:30 video, what I'm playing with price action range and volatility. And anything that else that fits your style. So I'll
a
leave it
woman
there,
I
Coach.
used to date said that women are always 3 to 4 moves ahead of the man.
All right. I
That
guess
was
that's fine.
scary. I said, well, okay, how far behind?
Well, now all you have to do is
And,
have one of those
so,
Apple tags. Only now
yeah,
all you need is an Apple tag and you have no problem.
yeah. All right, buddy. So, thanks for, the overview and some nice trading and good luck during these markets. They're trading it's like a quiet. The indices are like the calm before the storm. They're down. Well, what do they say? Don't sell sleeping market.
Or never short a dull market.
It's kind of
But,
dull.
but one thing that I hope a couple of our viewers, Lewis in general, have gotten into is stop worrying about the indices, because by the time it catches up to what you want, the plan's going to be irrelevant anyway. Just don't, one consistent theme we've had, coach, for all this year has been stock picking.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a lot of the common denominators are haven't seen this since. I haven't seen that before,
Yeah.
or I can't make sense of this. And we're not talking about complex derivatives. We're talking about general moves in the bond market, right, Coach?
Yeah.
So stick to the plan, know yourself, and just stick to
Yeah. I
stock
mean, this
picking.
is your era, man. This is, this is really having the track, being a horse guy, what kind of track your horse runs best on. This is your track right now, Mike.
Yeah, it is. But see, the issue is that there's always, I have a fund as well. And, if there's a short-term problem, there's a long-term, is everything's okay. Very, very rarely the short and long-term align at once for some time with this market, including moving so bifurcated.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
I can't rest. There's no rest.
it's a market of stocks.
No rest.
A market of stocks, and Mike can pick them, and he works like a dog.
Yeah, I do.
So anyway, that's what it takes. I've said, Mike, that people try and sell the secret to trading. I'll sell you. I'll sell you the secret sauce. Come in, and I'll upgrade your trading. The
Yeah.
secret is there is no secret. It's very hard, intense work and living through adversity. And you know what? If that scares you, do something else.
What
And with
scares
that
me,
being said, I don't know how many people I scared away from.
well, what scared me with doing anything else,
Huh?
what would scare me with doing anything else, there's
Yeah,
structure and there's responsibility in life and things
yeah,
like that. That scares me.
yeah.
Saying
All
yes,
right.
sir. Somebody's saying, Mike V, where were you at lunch? Don't worry. Where was I at lunch? Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? What am I going to say to the guy? I'm okay. You worry about what you ate for lunch. What am I going to say at this point in my life?
They want to make sure you're okay. They
Well, I'm
count
okay.
on your brain.
No, they can. Well,
Anyway, so have some brain food for lunch, Mike. Let me know what you had.
okay, coach. Touche. Have a plan. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. A lot to do.
All right, adios.